first question that I get here in the park is about the rhesus macaque monkeys. Now, are they still here is the question, and the question is, and the answer is yes, they're still here. They've been here since 1938. And now these, what we have in the park are the descendants of the original 12 that were released here back in 38. Now, how did they get here? Now, there's some divers here on the river who used to love to perpetuate this myth, and there's you'll see it on the internet out there that those rhesus monkeys were brought here for the Donald Weissmuller Tarzan movies. Now, that is an urban myth. There has never been a rhesus macaque monkey filmed in the Donald Weissmuller Tarzan movie or television show. There was a guy here on the river. His name was Colonel Toohey. He started in 1932 running a jungle cruise here on the Silver River. Now, he had a steamboat, kind of like the African Queen, if you've ever seen that movie. It was a hardtop boat with open sides, and he would chicky up and down the river here. He ran that boat till about 1965. It was the coolest boat you've ever seen, man. It was awesome. Now, he would run up and down the river, show off the snakes and the alligators, and he thought it'd be a cool idea to get some monkeys and put them on the island down the river about a quarter of a mile. Well, he got 12 rhesus monkeys. He put them in cages on the front of his boat. He took them down to that island. He opened up the cages. The monkeys all jumped off the front of the boat, ran to the edge of the river, jumped in the water, swam to the mainland, and they were off to the races. It took them about 45 seconds, and they were loose in the park. It never occurred to him that they'd be able to swim. His plan was for them to stay on the island so they could show them off. Now, what the colonel did was he got some bullhorn speakers. He mounted one up in front of his boat, one on the back of his boat, and he turned them to point to the right side of the boat. He would go up against the current, like we are now, going dead slow ahead, as close to the shoreline as he could get, and he would whistle for the monkeys over a microphone, just like calling dogs. All the monkeys would run to the edge of the shoreline. Now, he would sit in the morning, and he would chop up bananas, and he put banana pieces into Prince Albert cans, and he passed those out to his customers. The customers would take the pieces of bananas and throw them off the boat. The monkeys would all line up on the shoreline over there and catch the pieces of bananas that were being thrown. And when you're a 5-year-old kid in 1963, that's like the coolest thing in the history of band right there. We couldn't wait to get out here on the river every weekend when we were here at our camp. Now, if you segue forward to the mid-70s, everybody knew how to call the monkeys. You didn't need a loudspeaker to do it. We would come up and whistle for the monkeys, and here they would come, and here would come the raccoons and the skunks and the possums and the wild turkey and the deer and the wild pigs. Everything out there was coming to the river. It was awesome. Man, you could throw them Cheetos, you could throw them sandwiches and Oreo cookies and all kind of cool stuff, but it got a little bit of chaos on the river, and then they finally shut in, and they said, all right, that's it, enough is enough. They shut down feeding all the animals here on the river. Now let the monkeys to forage for themselves and come up with food, and people ask me what they eat. Well, they'll eat. One of their favorites, you see this grass that's growing up out of the river here on the left side of the boat. Now they'll come out and sit on top of the cypress knees and pull those out of the by the glaze. They'll dunk them a few times and rinse them off. They turn them upside down. The roots are very starchy carbohydrate that they eat. And that's one of their staple foods is those grasses you see at the base of the tree. They'll eat any kind of insect. I watched one of them actually grab a scorpion one day. Now, he was holding it in his right hand, and this thing was lighting him up, and he was screaming at the top of his lungs at all the other monkeys, and then he just threw it in his mouth and chewed it up while he was sitting. Those big orb weaver spiders you see in the trees with the fuzzy legs and all, man, those are monkey hors d'oeuvres. They love those things. That's like a monkey favorite. They eat elderberries, they eat palmetto berries, holly berries, pawpaws, wild oranges, wild onions, bird eggs when they find the nest, so they do pretty good out here foraging for themselves. Now, there's a problem. Officially, the line is they have an 85% confidence that between 4 and 14% of the monkeys, wild monkeys in the world, rhesus monkeys, carry a virus called herpes B. That is transmittable to humans through body waste. Now, when they come into the park, they don't just walk on the sidewalks. They're up on the handrails, they're up on the tables, they're up on the chairs. They make messes all over the place, and they're afraid one of the kids is going to come through and get their hands in that, and then it goes to their eye or their mouth, and now you have a transmission of that virus. So when they come into the park here, they use these big water bazookas and also canned air horns, and they kind of harass them into the more primitive areas of the park. We see them on the long tours sometimes, but the best way easily is the kayak. And what's cool about the kayak is you can get one even glass bottom. You can rent it. You can go all the way down the whole 5 miles of river. You don't even have to paddle. Just control your flow. You'll drift along there at about 3 miles per hour. You'll see the monkeys. You'll see the alligators. You'll see the manatees. We got about 15 of them on the river. And when you get to the other end down at Wayside Pike, you pick up a phone and call them. They come around in a van in a trailer and pick you up. You don't have to paddle back. You know, it will be the greatest kayak trick you ever took in your life. I can promise. It is absolutely awesome down there. and you'll see the monkeys there. Now, one of the problems when they come into the park here and they make messes, they can't just come clean them up with a broom and a whisk pan anymore. It's like Tyvek suits and rubber gloves and masks, and they got to put special chemicals down. It's got to go in special waste containers and be shipped as medical hazard, you know. So if you can imagine running around here in the park in 100-degree heat and a Tyvek suit cleaning up monkey messes, that's one of the reasons they keep them pushed into the more primitive parts of the park, you know. Now, you see this horseshoe tree behind me, the palm tree that comes out over the river right behind the book here? That is called the good luck tree. They say if you go sit inside of that and have your picture taken, that it will bring you 5 years of good luck. So that has the distinction of an expiration date. You'll have to come back in 5 years and have it redone if you want to continue your luck. I think the marketers sat down and figured that one out. And you see the statue over here, that's Osceola. He was a leader of the Seminole Nation. And that's him signing the peace treaty that was handed to him by the U.S. government. He put it down on a tree stump and stuck his dagger through it. He said he wasn't signing anything. That commemorates that moment, and technically today, on paper, the Seminole Nation is still at war with the U.S. government. They've never, ever signed a peace treaty. Now, they do have that document in the archives up in Tallahassee, and it's got a perfect little triangular hole right in the middle of it where that dagger went through. They still have that document today. Now, you might have also heard of a college team here in Florida that's taken the Seminole name for their athletics. Now, you don't have to be a Florida State fan to appreciate this story. Prior to naming the team, the president of the college went to the chief of the Seminole Nation and asked permission to use the Seminole name for their athletics. In exchange, every Seminole child upon their high school graduation is offered a full, free 4-year ride scholarship to attend Florida State University. It's a relationship they still enjoy today. And the chiefs of the tribe actually come to the Florida State homecoming football game and crown the homecoming queen. They're very proud of each other. Even if you don't like the Seminoles, I think it's pretty cool that they got that all worked out in a good, positive way.